So here we have this week's sneaker news. There's quite a few to get through, and the first one up is the KITH Adidas Clarks, and this is the BW Army, which has a crepe sole put on it, and the materials look really nice on this, but I'm just not a fan of the BW Army. I did review a pair a little while ago, and it's very much like a Samba in terms of its outsole, but nothing amazing. Very much, in line with all Adidas trainers of that ilk. And this one having a crepe sole just will probably make it a bit more heavier than usual, but I'm sure it will have better grip because of the fact that it's heavier. And then you got the CDG Nike Air Max TL 2.5. This is releasing on the 21st of September, and I didn't know about this until today. And so it's these three are a triple pack. So you got the black, white, and the mixture of black and white. All of the colours are really nice, but I'm sure being a CDG collab, it'll be very expensive. And then we have the ADIDAS CLIMAMOG, and this one I kind of knew about it a few weeks back. Seen more and more pictures over the course of this month, and it's one of those ones where I've seen a review for it on Sneakonomics, and I'm a big fan of it, and it looks really, really nice in my eyes. I'm not sure what the price would be, but if it's extortionate, then obviously I'd be thinking twice about buying it. But if it's reasonably priced, then definitely looking to cop. And then we also have the New Balance 1000, and this is in the Rain Cloud pack, and there's three different colours coming out, which is a black one, a white one, and a grey one. And the New Balance 1000, I've reviewed a couple of them, and I think they're very, very nice and definitely worth grabbing, and perfect sort of trainer for full time in my opinion as well. And then we have the Nike Air Max Sunder Burgundy Crush. And this is probably the first colorway that I've seen of the Air Max Sunder that doesn't work, and it's just, to me, I'm just not a fan of the gradient blue on there. It just looks a bit odd to me, but it's still a very clean sneaker at the end of the day in general, but this colorway is not doing it for me. And then another 1906R, which is the grayscale version, and it looks like a really nice pair. I'm not sure I suppose what the material is, because it looks like it might be slightly more hard wearing, because it doesn't look like the typical mesh, but I might be wrong on that. But it does look a very nice sneaker, but any 1906R to me looks really nice anyway. And then we also have the Nike Air Max 1 Triple Black, and nothing special going on here, but I'm guessing there's a bunch of these themed black type sneakers obviously releasing for the fall and winter season. But I think the Air Max 1 for me just isn't really a winter sort of fall sneaker really. The grip doesn't kind of hold up to today's standard. You can slip around a lot, in the wet weather. And I suppose, in terms of this particular colorway, I do like the look of the materials on this, because you've got the leather mudguard area, and then looks like, to me anyway, a suede or a nice and nubuck material on the upper. So let's see. And something which I feel has dropped the ball is the Nike Jar 2, and this is the Stargazer colorway, but it just looks worse than the original one that came out, the first version of the Jar. So I'm not sure what they're playing at, but it just doesn't look very appealing to me, and just looks like all the other Nike basketball sneakers. And then we also have the Shark Attack for the Nike Air Max Plus, and this is coming out in fall 2024, and another one of those, not sure why it's needed, in all honesty, but it's very average. I do, obviously, big fan of the Air Max Plus TN, but with this particular colorway, it's not doing it for me. It looks like it's borrowing the upper from the Air Kukini, which came out re-retroed, I think, a couple of years ago, and I did have a pair, but sort of moved them on because I just found them difficult to sort of match up. And then also we have a New Balance 2002R Gore-Tex pack. And this is coming in three different colorways. So this is the beige one showing at the moment, but there's also, I believe, a black and white one. And so, at the end of the day, it's just a Gore-Tex 2002R, very comfortable on foot. And if you like the way this model looks, then you might prefer this over the 1906R, for example. And then we have the Nike Air Footscape Woven, and I don't know the significance of this in terms of the storytelling, but it's brought out for the Chinese market, and I think it's sort of celebrating when Nike first introduced themselves into China, as far as I know. But other than that, I don't know too much information. I actually do like the Nike Footscape, and I do have a pair of the rainbow grey pair. And this one, I'm not mad at it, but also at the same time, it's one of those ones where, I'm not looking to rush out to buy it. And then also, like I said, because of the winter season, you've got the Nike Air Max 90 Flax, and it's another average sneaker, but obviously it's solid. And if you're looking for an Air Max for winter, which I don't know why you would, but if you are, then obviously this is probably a good buy in my opinion. And then same with the Air Max Plus Flax, it's the same sort of thing really. I'm not sure why they decided to use embroidery on these, because I think the last version that came out sort of sat around as well. So for me, I'm kind of a bit of a purist when it comes to the Air Max Plus. Prefer the sort of TPU overlays. And then we have the Nike Air Max Sunder Gore-Tex Triple Black. And this will be one of those sneakers that will be very, very comfortable on foot. I have reviewed a pair of these, and also the fact that they're waterproof as well would make it ideal for the winter condition. I haven't tested out the grip as of yet, but I feel like just this sneaker in general, just the way it looks and the way you'll sit higher up, is perfect for sort of the winter time. And then we also have the Nike Air Max TL 2.5 Black Metallic, and this is coming out in holiday 2024, and a very nice looking sneaker. My only reservations with these is whether it's using the same midsole outsole tech as the Air Max 97, because I started wearing the re-retro Silver Bullet pair recently, and man, they did feel a bit tough on foot. So I'm not sure about these. They'll be, if they're similar to those, then they'll probably be very firm on foot. However, if they're similar to the MX 2013s, then it's probably good to go. And then we have the Nike MX DN Pale Ivory. I actually like this colorway, and the sort of silver hits on the upper and black. And I think it's one of those trainers that probably appeals more to the younger crowd. I'm not a fan of the way the back looks of the sneaker. Obviously, you're not looking at that anyway, but for me, it's just something that just looks a bit too tank-like. But what I will say is that it's a perfect sneaker for, I suppose, autumn, fall time as well, because it has a upper that's really sort of protective and almost sort of made out of this sort of TPU plasticky material. So, and I suppose in that case it would be hard wearing, and they're comfortable on foot. And one which is going to be coming out as well is the CORTEIZ Nike Air Max 95 Tall Yellow. And after the triple pack that came out a couple of years ago, this is I suppose another sort of walk in the park really, and looks obviously the same as those, and more of a sort of blacked out version. But obviously you can't be too mad at these. They do look nice, but I wouldn't say they're as nice as the originals that released. And I do have the pink beams or the pink tings version, but the Asian Storm ones were really nice, and also the green pair, I can't remember what they're called, but those are also very nice as well. But out of the three, the Asian Storm and the pink beams colorway is nice, and probably then maybe the tall yellow for me. And a sneaker that probably didn't need to be released in my eyes is the Air Max 180 Hyper Crimson. I love the silhouette, I love the Air Max 180, but I'm just not a fan of this particular colorway. Obviously it's made for the winter time, but just not doing it for me. And another one which I've never tried this particular silhouette, which is the Adidas Country Always Do What You Do collab, and it's coming out in holiday 2024, but it looks very unappealing to me. But obviously being trying out sort of different sneakers, I've never tried out a pair of these, but I assume they're probably similar to other old school Adidas runners. And then we also have in holiday 2024 another sneaker that probably no one asked for, the Nike Dunk Low double swoosh. It seems to be celebrating I suppose maybe coming up to, I think it'll be 40 years next year, so for the Dunk, and for that reason they're bringing out this particular model, which again it just didn't need to be released in my opinion. And then something that's coming out in February 2025, we've got the Nike Kobe 5 Year of the Mamba, and it's called the Eggplant colorway. I think this is probably the worst Kobe to release over the last few years, and there have been some, I suppose some maybe going towards the average category, but I think this is probably the worst one in my opinion. I think some of the other ones, you know, they're still nice and still good, but a lot of them have been really nice, but this one is just, yeah, below par in my opinion. And then also releasing in March is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Wings. I think this is priced at £1,000 or £1,500, so a lot of money, but I do appreciate the quality of the leather. Just by looking at it, you can kind of see it's got very nice leathers. However, not worth still, you know, any kind of retail price close to that. It's at the end of the day, the outsole and midsole is still going to be a Jordan 1. So yeah. And then something that Private Selection have shown is the Riot Skate Shop Nike SB Dunk Low. And this sneaker, I think, is just average looking at the moment. Obviously, want to see better pictures before I make a final decision on those, but not something that I would cop personally. And then we also have the Air Jordan 4 Text Denim. And this one was shown a few weeks back, but I just hadn't had a chance to, I suppose, keep forgetting to put them into one of my videos. But probably not needed, if I'm honest. Like, I think this is a mock-up anyway, but I would like to see what they actually produce. And, you know, I might have changed my mind on it, but at the moment, it's one of those ones where I don't really need a denim Jordan 4 in my eyes. And then also what we got is to be confirmed is the New Balance Climb As You Love 1906R. So I reviewed like the yellow gold pair, and there's this version coming out as well. I kind of like the blue one that came out, but that was sort of limited to Climb As You Love only. And the Korean brand are kind of releasing two different models, two different colorways of this model. So you've got the black one, and then you've got this kind of, I suppose, going towards the yellow type color. And so they're both solid sneakers, but not a must cop. And then also to be confirmed is the Nike Air Max Plus Leather Bread. And to me, these look similar to the Cold War pack that came out last year. And I have both the sneakers, not the blue version because they're just too expensive, but I have the white and black pair. And the leather quality in this looks similar to those. And I'm a fan of those. And, you know, going back on what I said previously about Air Max Plus and being a purist, I think those are the ones that sort of changed my mind on the sneakers. Because they did something different with them where they have like this two-tone colour wear away upper, but with this one I guess it won't have that. It will just be a standard leather sneaker, but still looks nice, and you know, looks like it's got sort of premium leathers at the moment. And then also taking I suppose a take on the Batman colours. This is the Nike Air Max 1 black and yellow, and not a bad sneaker, and looks very similar to the other triple black pair that's coming out as well. So you know, if you're looking for, I suppose, a winter Air Max one, then this is a nice one as well. And then also what's releasing at some point in time is the Nike Air Max 95 Erosion. No date has been announced for this, but it's got two different types of colorways on this. So the medial and lateral side have different colorways for the gradient overlays, and it's an Air Max 95. I nearly mistaken it for a Armanier collab, like another colorway, but it's not that. It's another Nike shoe. So it's a nice pair and not amazing, but at the same time, you know, if you're looking for an Air Max 95, there's a lot of collectors out there who love their Air Max 95s. So this will probably be one of those ones which is probably, I suppose, collectible as well.